Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Accounting Nightmare. Welcome Tag, welcome Rose, and thank you very much Rose. There it goes. Back to the never-ending beginning of Case 5. Thank you very much for resubbing. For 13 months, nice. Thank you. Mega Man died again. Yeah, that happens. That happens. Alright. Not sure how long I'll stream today. I think I'm getting a migraine, so if that gets worse then I'll probably stop, but I'd like to make at least some progress, because I'm really enjoying this case. Actually, we're past the beginning part now. We're into middle part 1. We actually got past the beginning. Continue. Okay, the grand turnabout. Middle part 1. Right, so what was going on? So we're about to... We're looking back at a case from 12 years ago that involved Lang, the president, and Patricia Rowland. Or it didn't involve Lang, sorry, it involved his father. But it's the reason his clan was disgraced in the eyes of the president. The president was kidnapped. And it has a lot of connections with current events, so... Yeah, it's got something to do with who killed the president, we think. The incident files. Oh yeah, witness was killed, the president was kidnapped. Blaze the Best was the prosecutor. Yeah. So obviously there was some questionable stuff that happened here. Yeah, we're using Little Thief to go back. So it happened at the same place the Grand Tower is, but 12 years ago it was an orphanage. Okay, let's get started. Orphanage, front yard. Let's talk to Kay first. So there was an orphanage here 12 years ago. And what's more, the head of the orphanage was Miss Rowland. Talk about a surprise. So that means this was where the SS5 incident occurred 12 years ago. The one where the president of Jengfa was kidnapped, right? Yes. And the only witness, Jack Cameron, was then subsequently murdered. However, when you consider that this case was classified as top secret, it starts to smell fishy, like there's something hidden behind this case. Even so, the people involved in this incident, aren't they all people that we already know? Patricia Rowland, Blaze the Best, and the president of Jengfa. The cases that we've been involved in recently, and the SS5 incident. It's hard to think they're not related. That's still the truth hidden behind this case. I'll keep updating the info if we find out anything new, so... Let's focus on the areas that have changed in the recreation. To think that your little Mr. Thief would help us out once again. It's just Little Thief, and no matter how useful Little Thief is, if there's an error with the info, the recreation could come out a bit strange. If you find anything strange, please present some evidence. So I can examine things like I normally do, even if it's just a recreation. Yep, please go all out and investigate every suspicious looking nook and cranny. I don't have enough data to do it now, but once you gather enough info, I can recreate the scene at a different moment in time. Alright, I'll ask for your help when the time comes. Anything new we might want to talk about with her? Sleeping drugs, maybe? Nope, okay. SS5. This is a case that's gone on for over 12 years. That's a really long time. Back then, I was just a small kid. Mr. Lang and his clan have been agonizing and suffering all this time. We definitely have to solve this case. I'll do my best as well. Indeed, I'll ask you to check the case files when necessary. Right. I'll read every word loudly and with great feeling. No, there's no need to put such emotion into it. Emotions. Ugh. You beat Spelunky too. Ooh, congrats. Yeah. Actually, let's look at... Do we have a profile of the victim? Oh my god, there's so many people! Jack Cameron, age dead. Gender male. A freelance journalist. The victim in the incident 12 years ago. Escaped prison 3 days ago. Okay. So I think Sirhan Dogan was the one in the red coat who attacked Kay. That's my current theory. There's so many people. Look at all the people. There's so many people. Okay. Let's talk to these two. What a scoop! Would you look at that? Those folks have done turned green. Maybe they're sick or something. But their clothes are green too. Well, I'll be. Their clothes are all green too. I reckon this ain't no ordinary disease. You picked up on something good. Looks like you're taking it to the next level. Yes, Chief. It looks like there's no way we'll be getting a word in. Not that I have any desire to intervene. Yeah, they can... we just got everyone hanging out here too. Alright, let's talk to these two. Scruffy, don't you dare say a word. I'm warning you. Mr. Edgeworth, but please help me, sir. What is it, Detective Gumshoe? It's about the story behind this SS5 incident, sir. Even though Blaze may have lost his authority, there's no way you can get confidential documents this quickly. That got me curious, so I made a few calls and asked around. And I found out that Miss Von Karma used all sorts of forceful tactics to... Scruffy, I thought I warned you. You've done a lot for us, Francisca. I promise I will bring this to an end with my own hands. Talk to you two. 3 flower beds and snow. Agent Lang, what's the matter? Something strange. I wasn't able to read the SS5 incident case files until now. Since Blaze had all access to that information restricted. Yeah, that's right. And yet, I feel like I've seen this exact scene somewhere before. What do you mean? Where did I see this? If I could just remember. He looks deep in thought. I should leave him alone for a while. I should leave him alone for a while. Okay, here's some talk options. A huge weight off your shoulder, now you can enjoy the game more. Ah! Okay, well, were you stressing about beating it? Courtney only 26. Is this another Auron issue? Who was Auron? After the SS5 incident, the president completely changed. Well, he must have felt like his trust had been betrayed. I guess it's only natural. Auron from Final Fantasy X. Ah, okay. Yeah, I haven't played any Final Fantasies. I've watched some of them, but I haven't watched 10, I don't think. He cut off all ties with the Lang clan, putting an end to our deep bond of trust. My old man wanted to at least apologise in some way. So he tried to go see the president more times than I can count. Of course, the president refused to meet with him. He wouldn't even give him the time of day. I don't know if it was from the bodyguards, but there were times he'd come back all beaten up. But me standing around talking about the past doesn't do jack, does it? I shall be the judge of that. For now, just keep telling us what you know. You're still as tactless as ever. Well, I figured you'd say as much. The fall of my old man was also the fall of the Lang clan. The family that failed to protect the president. That's what we became. My old man started to investigate the case like he was possessed. Could someone so driven by obsession truly conduct a proper investigation? Sheesh, you really don't pull your punches, Mr. Prosecutor. Don't think I blindly trusted in his investigation just because he's my old man. His investigation was meticulous down to the last detail. Apparently, he even conducted a thorough interview with each and every kid at the orphanage. He interviewed every child? I wonder how fruitful his results were. Let's talk about stuff. A badge? That's what the little crow girl's always wearing on her clothes, isn't it? It represents the most powerful animal in nature. Oh yeah, I think we've seen this. This is where they argue about which animal's cooler. Hey China, welcome. Thanks for following. They have the little battle between the crow and the wolf. Squabbling like children. Alright, what's new to talk about? The SS5 incident that occurred 12 years ago. I guess I should tell you everything. My old man failed to protect the country's #1 VIP. Because of that, he put everything on the line in the hunt for the culprit after the incident. During that time, my old man, he was like a lifeless ghost. If he had just caught his prey, he might have been able to forgive himself. But that shrew, Roland, she managed to get away scot-free. My old man couldn't repay his debt to the president, nor could he unravel the case. And so began the nightmare that our wolf pack still haven't woken up from to this day. Satisfied? When his clan's honour was damaged, young Lang's heart was wounded just as badly. Agent Lang, I can sympathise with your father's regrets. However, all we can do is perform a thorough investigation of this case. I hope your words will serve as some kind of clue. Ha! That's all you have to say. Sheesh. All that talking was a real waste of time. Bug. You keep shoving irrelevant nonsense under my nose, and I'll chew it to pieces. I think I should put this away for now. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else he'll care about. Shifu, I know it's not my place, but I have a request. Please, do a roll call, just like old times. Just like old times, huh? What a lark. Guess I have no choice. Roll call. 1. I'm sorry. A roll call with one person is really lacking. That's nonsense. It's got nothing to do with numbers. Even though you're the only one here, the pack is always one, right? If you think it's lacking, then howl loud enough to make up for the rest of the pack. Roll call. 1! 1! 1! 1! That man, is he on the verge of tears? scene sure puts a chill in your bones. Uncle Ray needs a hot babe to keep him warm. I shouldn't have talked to you. Could you please try to be a little more serious? Oh, if that's what Kay wants, I guess I have no choice. Miles, this is where it all began. Isn't that right? Yes, I fear that is the case. What was Patricia and Blaze's true goal? There are still many mysteries yet to be solved. Indeed, it is just as you say. Particularly the mystery of what will happen to Kay Ray's love. Isn't it suspenseful? Oh, stop. Not even a little. You just couldn't resist, could you, Mr. Shields? Why can't you ever stay serious for more than a minute? I think he's genuinely incapable of staying serious for that long. I'm sorry, Ray, but you're a creep. She's 17 and you're like 30-something. Please, ask me anything you wish. You have my heartfelt thanks for bringing John back. Oh, even the thought of him not coming back makes me... Hey, old man, don't bully my mum. No, that wasn't my intention. Woo, look at him go. Mummy's little knight in shining armour. He's so cool. It's not like that. Quit blabbering stupid stuff about me. John, please wait. May I proceed, Mr. Edgeworth? My actions were unbecoming of one who calls herself a servant of the goddess of law. I won't ask for forgiveness. However, Judge Courtney, I'm not as well acquainted with the goddess of law as you are. However, isn't that goddess also a mother of other gods? Ah, the law makes exceptions for extenuating circumstances. It understands a mother's heart. I'd say perhaps your goddess sympathises with you more than you think. Mr. Edgeworth. I don't get it. What the heck are you two blabbering about? It's okay, John. I don't have a clue either. It seems the dust has settled on day one of Patricia Rowland's trial. Yes. While a decision has yet to be reached, I would say a guilty verdict is quite likely. I'm sure a thorough investigation into her connection with Blaze will be conducted as well. After seeing Sebastian today, I know we can put our faith in him. Just like Kay, Sebastian is also in the midst of training for the future ahead. I see. When you say it like that, I guess we have more in common than I thought. I said a few mean things to him, so the next time we meet, I'd like to apologise to him. I'm sure you will get your opportunity, but for now, yes, at present, solving this case is our top priority. Kids are just clueless, yes. What can I show to you? Have I shown you the badge? The young lady there seems to have made a full recovery. Yep, when you returned my father's notebook, I was able to return to my old self. Thank you so very much. Think nothing of it. I did not do anything. The return of your notebook and the return of your memories, they were all simply the works of the goddess of law. I don't think either of those things had any relevance to the law. Movie. Seeing John's performance on the silver screen, I always look forward to it. Judge Courtney, about that. In fact, until I personally go and see John's movies in the theatres, I try to avoid learning any information about them. Please, let us not talk about it. No, Judge Courtney, that wasn't what I... Although I've already come to learn a little about the plot in the course of this case, if you intend to divulge any more details, be prepared to face the wrath of the Goddess of Law. It seems the Goddess of Law does not take spoilers lightly. That's great. I suppose you would like me to tell you what exactly took place 2 nights ago, and my reason for meeting with the President. Indeed, I'm sure you yourself understand the importance of this matter. Yes. However, I cannot tell you yet. Not now, at least. She's determined to keep her heart closed. And without the ability to break the locks on her heart, I have no choice but to give up for now. Mr. Edgeworth, may I say just one thing? This case was thrown into chaos because John tried to cover for me. I would like to take this time to offer my deepest apologies. Do not worry yourself. My logic won't be swayed by a child's lies. Besides, I'm not so tactless as to condemn a child for trying to protect his mother. Besides, you were saying? No, pay it no mind. Mother and child, huh? Yeah, it sounded like he was talking about psycho locks. So hey, Panicking, welcome. Can that picture appear if I try to spoil this or other games? That's a good idea. Yeah. That's a good quote. Yeah, it sounded like he was talking about the psycho locks. Let's see. What can I show you? Practice video? Ah, no. Doesn't want to know about that. Overruled. Mechanics gloves. The incident at the Grand Tower. It is utterly inexcusable. How dare someone commit such an impure act in the presence of the goddess of law? It really is unforgivable. I'd like to give him a good whack with your gavel. Miss Faraday, even if the person is a criminal, that does not give us the right to mete out punishment outside of the law. Not even just a light tap. Certainly not. Okay, that is what prosecutors and judges are for. Don't worry, we will be sure to bring them to justice. Alright then. Let's follow this investigation down to the end. That's one of my rules. I thought you had promises, not rules. Alright. IS-7 incident. Did she have anything to do with that? Probably not. "18 years ago, Blaise de Best was the chief prosecutor. His tacit approval allowed forged evidence to become the truth. And as a result, many people have suffered over these past 18 years. That one who was tasked with upholding the law would violate it to serve his own needs. I joined the PIC in order to correct this vulgar distortion of the law. However, just recently, even I have wavered from that path. Your son was taken hostage. It would be more concerning if your heart had not wavered. I am glad that you and Sebastian were able to discover the truth. Truly, you have my thanks." She's got a lot to say. What is this? Do you wish for me to crush it with my gavel? No. Hey Xiao, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you again. Pretty sure she threatened someone with her gavel more than once in previous cases. Yeah, I think so too. Absolutely not. It was merely a joke. The goddess of law does not permit this gavel to be used trivially. You looked quite serious about it though. It's just a joke, bro. Oh yeah. Same thing. She's just saying she can't talk about it yet. Well, when can you talk about it? So many corrupt chief prosecutors. No wonder Edgy didn't want the position, yeah. Let's see. Grand Tower. The incident at the Grand Tower. It is utterly inexcusable. Ah, nope. We already talked about that. Combination lock? No. Alright, what else? Report on Nightly. Now that talking about the Grand Tower again. She's pretty important, so I'm just going to show her everything I can. Same dialogue. SS5 incident. Blaze de Best and Patricia Rowland are both connected to this case. That much we know for sure. Indeed. However, it seems there's more to it than that. Jill Crane and President Huang, the key to understanding the link between their deaths, lies here as well. The connection between them is tenuous at best. For that reason, we must tread carefully to follow it to its conclusion. In that case, we should take our time and carefully examine every nook and cranny. I even just replaced the little thief's batteries with new ones. It runs on batteries. Apparently. Hey, we were bugged. No, okay. Tape recorder, sleeping drugs. No, okay. I think we're done talking with her. See if we can talk with John. What do you want? John, I'd like you to tell me the exact details of your kidnapping. You were kidnapped at the garbage pickup area, right? Why'd you go there? You don't have to act as a go-between. I can just talk to the old man directly. So he says. Looks like he's finally starting to warm up to you. I went to the garbage pickup to throw away the flowers I found on the body. It was nearby, and I thought it'd be harder to find there than if I'd just tossed them in a trash can. I went there last night too, but the gate was locked. And that's why you went there again today, to dispose of them. Yeah, but when I got there, someone suddenly grabbed me from behind. And used Sleepy Z on you, right? Catching Z's is now super easy with Sleepy Z. Even though she was also a victim to it, she seems to have taken a liking to the slogan. Whoever grabbed me was really strong, but that's all I know. I have no idea who it was. I see. So that's what happened. After the drugs wore off, did you notice anything about your surroundings? Those drugs were brought to you by Sleepy Z. Catching Z's is now super easy with Sleepy Z. It was kind of cold when I woke up. I was in a dark, empty room. Boxes with foreign writing on them were lying around, so I figured I was in a warehouse. The whole place was like a giant refrigerator. It was a commercial warehouse. That's right, John was rescued thanks to the collective efforts of Kay and Detective Gumshoe. Since it was still a bit cold, the cooling unit's power must not have been cut for too long. For some reason, they didn't think to take my phone, so I used it to call for help. I see. In any case, it's good that you're safe and sound, John. I don't need your fake sympathy, old man. What an incorrigible child. He's just like a certain someone I know. Badge. What's that supposed to be? Giving me that isn't going to land you a role in the film. I wasn't showing it to you so that I could be in the movie. So then, what do we have to do to appear in the movie? Okay, let's just leave it at that, shall we? Okay, what would you want to talk about? The drugs? Nope. The flowers, maybe? That's right, I was trying to protect my mum. But what's so wrong about that? Your desire to protect your mother is rather admirable. However, the same can't be said for your perjury. Call it what you want. There's no way I could stand by and do nothing while my mum was being suspected. John, you... Mr. Edgeworth was only praising your bravery. He's also saying it would have been better if you were a bit more honest about it. That about sums it up, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, more or less. And aren't you glad that he praised you, John? Well, I guess. More or less. They really are alike, aren't they? We talk to Gummy and she starts talking about Sleepy Z again. Knightley's stuff. I doubt he knows anything about that stuff. Lawler's testimony. Yeah, most of this has nothing to do with him. That Mozilla. Mozilla only exists in the movies. For it to become an actual incident, the thought never even crossed my mind. John, I'd like you to cooperate with this investigation. In that case, maybe you should make me care enough to cooperate, old man. He's not very approachable. John, if you cooperate with us, I'll give you some delicious candy. You think that'll work on me? Don't treat me like a kid. Oh yeah, we've seen this. Even my Candy Crush attack didn't work. What a bummer. Candy Crush attack? I got the truck. Okay. Oh yeah, the video? No? Okay. I think we're done talking to him. The footprints. His music's really good. What about the photo? No. Whoops, not the letter. I'm going to talk about the president. No? Okay. Well, we're 37 minutes into the stream and we're finally done talking to people. There's so many characters around here. Alright, let's actually look at this stuff. These footprints stop near the body. They must be Mr. Cameron's footprints. He sure has some big feet. They look like a size 11. According to the data, his shoes match these footprints. Okay. The footprints here seem to lead to and from the body. These footprints were believed to be the culprits. The shoe size is about a size 7. That's fairly average. It seems we won't be able to tell who the culprit is from these footprints. So, this is the eyewitness of the president's kidnapping, Jack Cameron. What exactly did he witness? I've recreated the state of his body based on the photos taken by the police. It appears he was struck in the head from behind. The murder weapon was a brick, right? It looks like the ones from this garden. The blood that flowed from his head has splattered all over the surroundings. Here, take this. It's Mr. Cameron's autopsy report. Around 1 AM. Okay. No to candy, yes to milk. Yes. That is phone. I assume this is the victim's cell phone. That's right. Apparently Mr. Cameron gave his eyewitness testimony over the cell phone. What do you mean by over the cell phone? After Cameron found the president, it seems that he called his girlfriend. But she didn't answer the phone, so Cameron left a message on her answering machine. The tape is in the case files too. You want to hear it? Please. Hello, Jill. Are you asleep already? I'm in front of the facility now, but something's not right. President Huang is here, of all places. And what's more... Crap. The light just went off. I can barely see a thing now. I can't believe it, but it almost looks like he's being kidnapped. I thought I'd let you know. Strange message. What was that sound at the end? It seems he was attacked while he was still on the phone. Agent Lang, may I ask, what was the name of Mr. Cameron's beloved? I'm pretty sure I heard her name was Jill Crane. Oh, really now? So, it was true. Did you say Jill? This was why she was seeking revenge for 12 long years. The feelings and the items Miss Crane inherited from her beloved brought her to the auction. She had come to exact revenge on the conductor, Blaze. But Miss Crane tried to get revenge on Blaze, right? She may have wanted to get revenge on him for covering up the kidnapping case. Or perhaps she thought Blaze himself was the kidnapper. Wow, okay. What's this? A yellow flower has fallen here. In the language of flowers, it means a stolen treasure. Okay, please stop making things up. Still, this flower seems to be of a different variety from the ones growing nearby. Well then, why is it in a place like this? How did he know she was making that up? I believed her. This bothers me a little. We should examine the flower bed itself after this. I knew it! Someone must have stolen this from somewhere and brought it here. Okay. And in the language of flowers, this means an angry prosecutor. Jack Cameron was a freelance journalist. He was killed because he witnessed the president's kidnapping. The blood really stands out in the recreation. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies. Even in the original photo, it looks brutal enough. A lot of blood was spilled. The back of his head is covered in blood. That must be where all the blood spilled from. According to the autopsy report, he was struck in the back of the head with a brick. Indeed, it's likely that the killer approached Mr. Cameron from behind. Is the victim holding something in his right hand? That's also written in the case files. It seems he was holding onto a button. A button? Did he tear it off the culprit's clothes? This is the brick that was used as the murder weapon. You can find bricks like this all over the garden. They must have used one of them as a weapon. The victim was carrying a camera. Oh, according to the case files, it seems he only managed to take a single photo. Here it is. This is... Isn't that the president? He's being held at gunpoint. This must be the scene the victim witnessed. So, the person in the coat must be the kidnapper. Indeed, it seems like some sort of disguise. If the logic of Agent Lang's father is correct, then this person should be Patricia Rowland. But why is there only one photo? Perhaps he was killed before he could take any more. Were there two kidnappers maybe, because one of them snuck up behind him. But he saw the other one. Alright, wonder if we're done with that scene? Already checked this area? Yep, we're done with that one. Now let's look at the flower bed. Which flower bed? This one? No? This one? A flower bed. According to the data, this facility had 3 gardens. And each of these gardens contained 3 flower beds. The way these flower beds are lined up. Have I seen this arrangement somewhere before? Since it was during the winter, there were no flowers in bloom. What a shame. What's this yellow flower? Huh? Why is there a single flower here? That is a lion lily. It's a very rare type of lily. Did you say lion lily? That's the flower Miss Courtney gave to the president. What's it doing here? Could it be just a coincidence? If I recall, the lion lily originates from Asia. In the language of flowers, it means the bond between parent and child. I never knew you were so familiar with flowers. That much is common sense. You're simply lacking in your studies, Miles Edgeworth. Well, is there anything else to look at? It's a swing decorated with the face of an elephant. It looks like there's some kind of motor attached to the other side of the elephant. There's one thought that has crossed the minds of every top-class swinger. If only I could do a full 360. With that powerful motor rotating the swing, that dream can finally be achieved. Rotating with a motor. But wouldn't that be dangerous? Mr. Edgeworth, you can't fulfill your dreams unless you're willing to take some risks. Is that the real problem here? These playground toys are modelled after a hare and a tortoise, like from the fable. The tortoise and the hare competed in race, and in the end the hare lost. And now, for something completely different, it's time for a K quiz! Why did the hare lose? There are 3 choices. I already know the answer. It's because the hare took a nap. 1. The hare's favourite shoes were stolen by the Yatagarasu. 2. The tortoise trained with the Yatagarasu until it became faster than the hare. 3. Unbeknownst to the 2 animals, the Yatagarasu stole the victory from the shadows. Those are my only choices. Is it too hard for you? Okay, I'll give you a hint. It starts with the... She wants me to pick number 3? What's this big bear doing here? This bear-shaped igloo is both cute and scary at the same time. I hereby declare this a bear glue. It looks as though this igloo could fit 3 people inside. Yeah, I bet you could live up to 3 years in this bear glue. 3 years? What about the summertime? The igloo would melt. Mr. Edgeworth, say that again. Say that one more time. The igloo would melt. He almost said bear glue. This door. I remember seeing it from somewhere. Of course you would. It looks exactly like the Grand Tower door we saw earlier. But this is a recreation from 12 years ago. That means this door has been here since. It seems when the Grand Tower was built, they decided to reuse the door rather than destroy it. It's like the old saying goes, discover something new by heating up something old. Oh, it seems she's understood the correct meaning of a saying for once. But if you're using a microwave to do it, don't heat it for over 5 minutes. I haven't heard that saying. This pillar appears to be burnt. According to the files, it seems there was a fire on the evening of the incident. A fire? Let's see here. Huh? It says that one of the children at the orphanage spilled kerosene and set it on fire as a prank. I guess that kid had far too much energy. And thanks to that, we can't make out any of the footprints near the main hall. Just a prank, bro. Okay, what was this saying? Discover something new by heating up something old. Yeah, no, I haven't heard that saying before. Okay, we've got a lot of new stuff. We have... how many pages do we have? We're up to our 4th page now. Alright, let's look through our new stuff. Bludgeoned to death. And whoop. February 10, around 1 AM. Jack Cameron, age 31. Cause of death. Died instantly after being hit on the head with a brick. He was likely killed just after leaving a message from his cell phone. Okay. Cameron's testimony. Alright, we've read that. Bloodstain button. Cameron's photo. The button's probably from the that snowman. It's missing an eye, so. Okay. Logic. We still don't know what to do with the 3 footprints. Oh wait, no, we do know what to do with the 3 footprints. There's 3 flower beds. Oh, I have like no health. In case I get this wrong, let's save. Hello, cat. She's begging for food. Not quite dinner time yet. Close though. Need to drink some water. Perhaps this is the true nature of the monster's footprints. True nature? Compare the positions of the 3 footprints and the 3 flower beds on the left. Ah! The exposed areas of dirt match the areas where the flower beds were. So Blaze dug holes in front of where each of the 3 flower beds used to be. Exactly. Now, why would he do such a thing? I believe we have a piece of evidence that tells us why. Why did Blaze dig holes in the ground near the flower beds? Well? That thing he laid to rest in front of the flower bed. Yeah, it's because of that. But maybe it's because he was trying to find Mozilla. This is the reason why Blaze dug holes in the ground near the flower beds. Aha! So, what does this tell us? Isn't it obvious? No, it's not. Obviously, this tells us absolutely nothing at all. Please be more serious, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, that wasn't it. Let's take another look at the evidence. Must be something in there. Indeed. Must be some piece of evidence that explains Blaze's actions. Let's just get that health back. We had a weird bit of health left there. Oh well. Now we skip through. So I'm going to guess he didn't know which flower bed he was looking for. As to why he went for all 3 of them. Last stream I lost lots of my health trying to find the lock on the gate. Ah, yep, there, that was it. Yeah. Whoops. Take that. The report from Patricia Rowland to Blaze to Best. It said that something was laid to rest in front of the flower bed. So Blaze was following Miss Rowland's instructions to dig it up? But why would he dig up 3 holes? The report didn't state which of the 3 flower beds the item was in front of. Oh, so Blaze didn't know exactly where to dig. That's why he had to dig up all 3 spots. Most likely, yes. I'm sure Blaze himself was none too happy about that. He went through all that trouble. I wonder what he was trying to dig up. We've learned pretty much all that we can about the situation at the time of the murder. Oh, in that case, is there another scene you'd like to recreate? Yes. Would you do the honours? I would like you to recreate the scene when the victim witnessed the president's kidnapping. Right, I'll recreate the scene based on Mr. Cameron's photo. Mr. Cameron is standing in the middle of the flower beds. And the president and his kidnapper are standing on the road. My old man based his initial investigation on this man's eyewitness testimony. As a result, it led him to believe that the kidnapping and this facility were related. And that's how he came to suspect the head of the orphanage, Patricia Rowland. Yeah. But in court, Blaze the Best treated this testimony as if it meant nothing. Why would he do that? Because he's a corrupt POS? The president and his kidnapper were not standing inside the orphanage grounds. So a connection between the orphanage and the kidnapping was difficult to prove. I see. It's not like they were seen inside the orphanage after all. No matter how much evidence the detectives gather at the crime scene, it doesn't mean squat if the prosecutor won't use it in court. Blaze the Best had some kind of connection with Patricia Rowland. I figured they had some kind of deal going on. In other words, you think that Blaze was one of the kidnappers? However, your father was convinced that Patricia Rowland was the culprit. Your father was a highly capable investigator, I presume. Might he have had some other basis for his conclusion, besides the eyewitness testimony? Yeah, I figure he did, but I have no clue what it was. My old man never really talked much about this case. Agent Lang's father, Dailong Lang. President Huang's most trusted confidant. Confidant? The truth he discovered was suppressed by Blaze the Best. First, we must find that hidden truth. Alright, so we're just kind of I'm just assuming that his father's dead. Push K around. There's something else I wanted to say, but I've forgotten it now. Oh yeah, well now I guess we know why he hates prosecutors. Because of Blaze. The snowman all melted in sad in the old scene. Oh, I didn't notice that. Let's swap back and have a look at it. Change. Recreate the scene based on the police investigation data. This is the time the body was discovered, when the police were investigating the scene. Oh, yeah. Oh, the poor snowman. This has mostly melted, but it appears to be a snowman. It has a scarf and a hat. It must have melted since it was dressed so warmly. The poor thing has even lost one of the buttons that was used for its eyes. The temperature reaches its lowest point at dawn. Perhaps it would have refrozen later. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Once a snowman melts, even if it freezes up again, it becomes an iceman instead of a snowman. What? Is that what she was expecting me to say? Go back to the other thing. Recreate the scene based on Mr. Cameron's eyewitness testimony. This is the moment of the incident when the president was being kidnapped. She had some other things to say too. Ah, you want to hear about the little thief's newest feature? Not particularly. What? Come on, don't say that. Using the latest feature, we can now recreate the scene at different times. She just went ahead and started explaining it. Right now, we can recreate the scene based on the police investigation report. It's like when you say no to a tutorial in a game and they give it to you anyway. And Mr. Cameron's eyewitness testimony. Please let me know whenever you want to switch scenes. I've recreated the scene based on Mr. Cameron's photo. Doesn't something seem off to you? Indeed. If you compare the recreation with the information we've gathered, there appears to be a clear contradiction. Oh, I knew something was off. Let's compare the evidence we have on hand with the scene recreated from the photograph. Like Kirby Superstar, do you want the copy tutorial? No, too bad. Yeah! Yeah, I noticed that game asks for tutorials and you say no and it gives it to you anyway. About this snowman. When we recreated the scene where Mr. Cameron was killed, it had already melted. Its scarf was all soggy, and one of its button eyes was missing. Indeed, at this stage it appears that most of its original form was still intact. Although there's one spot that looks unnaturally lacking. Poor thing! I bet some naughty kid must have plucked it off. Although, from a thief's perspective, that kid does have some promise. Was it plucked off by one of the children at the orphanage? No. Perhaps it was taken by an entirely different person altogether. I'll deduce that in a second. Dijun Huang. 12 years ago, he was still the president of Zhengfa. Doesn't he seem a bit younger? Though it might be hard to tell since it's so dark. Indeed. And with the situation being what it was, his facial expression seems a bit strained. I wonder where the president was taken after this. We don't know that yet. However, if the answer to that question lies here, it should become clear when we continue the investigation. So how was he found and released? I guess someone paid the ransom? It's the president's kidnapper. Let's try drawing out whatever we can from their appearance. Right, I got it. Their appearance. First things first. The kidnapper threatened the president with a gun. Look at how they're holding the gun. It's like they're trying to show it off. Totally not cool. Unfortunately, we cannot see the person's face because it's hidden by their coat and hat. And look at that popped collar. It's like they're trying to be all that. Totally not cool. Their body seems relaxed, suggesting that they had a composed mental state. They even have one hand stuffed in their pocket. Totally not cool at all. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's stuff I've drawn out from their appearance. That may be true, but... This is the photo he took, but it looks kind of dark. I guess he wasn't able to bring out the subject's charm and make it a brighter photo. Okay, the reason this photo is so dark is not because of the subject. It's because the street lamp nearby was broken, you see. Huh? So you don't have to rely on natural lighting. You can use lamps to light up the subject. I never thought about that. Nice one, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think she understood what I was trying to tell her. We didn't get a tutorial on how to skip tutorials. That's why we can't. Alright. The button. This snowman. Wouldn't you say it's missing something? Ah, its right eye is missing. Precisely. And what's more, that missing eye happens to be in our possession. The button that Mr. Cameron was holding on to, it's got the exact same design as the snowman's left eye. If we assume this button was indeed the snowman's eye, a huge contradiction arises. If this button is the snowman's eye, what contradiction arises? My save. It's almost dinner time for the cat. She's disappeared. She'll be back. Okay. Yeah, the location of the victim seems wrong. Because he would have had to be near the snowman to grab the button. I think these two are right, so I'll pick them first. It contradicts with the location of the snowman. So, you mean the snowman was actually in the middle of the garden? But there were no signs that it was moved, right? Gah! So it wasn't this. If the button used as the snowman's eye was grabbed by the victim, there can only be one answer. It contradicts with the location of the president. The location of the president? But I thought the president had nothing to do with the button. It seems I was wrong. And reload. Those weren't very exciting answers, were they? We're going to game over, yes. But, save file. Sorry, can't stop yawning. Very tired. The victim was holding onto the button. Furthermore, the button was stained with blood. In other words, he grabbed the button after he was attacked. For example, if we were to picture it in this way, after being struck in the back of the head, Mr. Cameron lost his balance. As he was falling, he reached out his hand towards the nearby snowman. However, it could not support his weight, and he collapsed while still grasping the button. Huh? That means Mr. Cameron was near the snowman when he was attacked? Indeed. At the very least, he must have been within arm's reach. However, it's quite clear that he would not have been able to reach it from his current position. But Mr. Cameron's footprints only lead towards the flower bed. Can we be certain that those footprints really are Mr. Cameron's? It seems we'll need to investigate them one more time. Understood. I'll recreate the time the body was discovered scene one more time. Stop taking Sleepy Z. Yes. These footprints should match up with Mr. Cameron's shoes, right? Let's inspect them again. I mean, I wasn't finished looking at the other scene. So I'm going to look at the other scene. The 3 disasters. What's that? A kidnapping, a murder, and a fire on top of that. So much happened that it's hard to keep things straight. The fire was caused by a child on the evening of the incident, which means the fire occurred before the kidnapping and the murder. Did you notice something about when the fire started? Indeed. There's one thing that caught my attention. If the fire occurred first, then something left at the crime scene should not have been there. What has changed at the scene due to the fire and the evidence that I have on hand? It seems I'll need to take a moment to compare the two. Alright, well, we'll come back to that. Do they have anything new to say? Don't think so. Cameron took a photo of the president from this spot. And he also called Miss Crane, right? At that time, the killer was already behind him. Holding the murderous brick. Huh. Not much to examine there. Flower bed? I think this is the same dialogue. Okay, guess there wasn't much more to look at here. Oh, there goes the Catalan. And here she comes around the corner. Meow? Is it feeding time now? Where'd you go? Hello? There you are. Hello. Is it feeding time, Beppy? Aw, she's so pretty. The lion lily, yep. We can't skip this dialogue. I guess the game thinks it's new because we're in the different time period. Well, I'm going to feed this cat. Once we're through with that dialogue, there we go. Alright, let's save. Hello, sweetie. How you doing? Meow? Is that what you think? What else? Aww. Cute. I love this cat. It's so gorgeous. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm going to feed this cat and I'll go on break for a little bit. Good night, Rose. Thanks for hanging out. And thanks for resubbing. Probably about a 10-minute break, I'd say. I'll get some more water and stuff. Some music. Give you all some music. That music's sad. No. No sad. Yeah, this will do. This is Gregory Edgeworth's theme, apparently. Cool. Right, I shall be back. Not really a long break. Hang on, let me change that. Text. BRB. Yeah, alright. I shall be back soon. Alright. Hey. We are back. Hang on. I think my glasses need a quick clean. That's better. Okay. So, can we look at these footprints? These footprints, are they really Mr. Cameron's? They're from size 11 shoes, and these huge footprints match up with Mr. Cameron's shoes. No matter how you look at it, they're moving steadily towards the centre of the flower beds. But when Mr. Cameron was attacked, he grabbed the button from the Snowman. Even with a great thief's peak human conditioning, your arm just can't stretch that far. Let alone an ordinary civilian. It'd be completely impossible. The footprints come from the shoes worn by the victim, just as the case files say. However, does that mean Mr. Cameron was the owner of these shoes? We should re-examine Mr. Cameron's shoes. Re-examine his shoes, eh? Alright, hang on. They wanted me to go to the other scene. Hey Janus, have I tried Hunt Down? Seems like it'd be my kind of thing. No, I haven't heard of Hunt Down. What's that? Hunt Down. These footprints. Oh yeah. We got this dialogue already? A side-scroller platformer cyberpunk-styled action game. Ooh, that does sound cool. Hunt Down. Okay, hang on. Yeah, I haven't even heard of that before, so let me just go quickly look it up or I will forget the name. Hunt Down. Oh yeah, not out yet. Not on Steam anyways. That does look cool. From Easy Trigger Games. I'm not sure who they are. They must be new. Only on Epic Store. Oh, okay, okay. I'll wishlist it here for now, and then I'll remember to check it on Epic Games Store. Cool, thank you. That looks cool. Their debut game and they knocked it out of the park. Nice. Man, that's so cool. There's so many debut indie studios that just show up and they're just like, hey, had this amazing game. Oh, okay, sure. Thanks. That's really cool. There's so much talent going around in the industry. Really good. Okay. Yeah, thanks for telling me about that. Like Team Cherry with Hollow Knight out of nowhere. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I should have been skipping through this dialogue because we're seeing this. Yep, gotta check the victim's shoes. Okay. I guess we have a look at this scene. Jack Cameron was a freelance journalist. Nope. How do we check out his shoes? They wanted me to check his shoes. I'm not really sure how we do that. Well, it seemed like there was something new to look at here, because he said suspicious looking nook and cranny. Maybe I just didn't press on the shoes right. There we go. These shoes should match the footprints. However, these shoes? It seems like they were not the ones originally worn by the victim. What do you mean? If you look closely, you'll see the laces were tied up strangely. And the size doesn't seem to fit quite right either. Interesting. That would mean these huge footprints leading up to the victim's feet were most likely made by someone other than the victim. So then, the footprints leading to and from the victim's head must be Mr. Cameron's. No, not necessarily. They seem a little too small to be the victim's footprints. So none of the footprints are his? Then which way did Mr. Cameron walk from? It's quite simple. The victim did not walk here on his own accord, but rather, he was carried here after he was murdered by the culprit. Hey UED, welcome! The question now becomes, where was he killed and carried from? The auto-captioning is surprisingly accurate? Oh, good, good. It's been rather inaccurate in the past, so I'm glad it's working well today. Yeah, it's good, cool technology. Perhaps it was near the Snowman after all. Alright, we're done looking at this one. You can tell because Edgeworth says, I already checked this area. That means I don't need to look at anything else. Shoes. Let's get some shoes. Let's party. What do we got in logic now? In logic? Like I'm playing a randomizer. Body was moved. Someone's being really noisy outside again. Silence was carried from somewhere. Don't think any of those match up yet. Alright, there was something unusual about this area up here too, apparently. Where the fire had been. The pillar was burnt, there was a fire. Where was he carried from? Is that what we're trying to deduce? Well, let's go back to the other one. Yeah, I don't know where he could have been standing. I also want to point out the fact that there must have been two kidnapped. Well, there must be an accomplice for someone to kill him with a brick. Took a photo from this spot. Also got this weird flower we don't know what to do with. Yep, the lion lily. Yeah, we know. This is the president just before he was kidnapped at gunpoint. The president was strong, but there's no way he'd win against a gun. And Mr. Cameron photographed this scene from the middle of the flower beds. There's something highly unnatural about this. It would have been impossible for him to grab the snowman's button from there. Indeed. We should examine the state of the other recreation once more. Okay. This wants me to go back to the other one. It's the one-eyed snowman. It goes all the way up to my shoulders. At this size, it's a gigaton class. You gotta hand it to the kids who made this. I was hoping for some more diverse information, instead of just its size. A bucket hat, button eyes, and a wool scarf. It's fully equipped. All that's left is to knock it down with countless punches and kicks. I was hoping for some more objective information, instead of what you'd like to do to it. Still got the burnt pillar. There was a fire. Yeah, okay, this is the same text. That's one issue with this, that some of the text is the same in both versions, but it thinks I haven't read this text, so I can't skip through it. Just a minor little problem. State of the recreation has changed completely. Ah, okay, no, new dialogue now. Regarding this bloodstain, the time the body was discovered scene has probably been greatly impacted as a result. Since the state of the recreation has changed once again, I should press the Y button and select change recreation. Okay, I thought I was in the other recreation. Did something change? Oh, okay. Oh no. Don't think anything has changed. Mr. Cameron's body was moved. If we consider the button he was holding onto, it's highly likely that he was killed near this snowman. I should take a closer look. Aha! I found my progress. I found my hook shot. This snowman has become a sad sight to look at. It can't be helped. Snow and ice both melt away with time. Just like the mysteries of the cases you've solved, Mr. Edgeworth. As time passes, those mysteries melt away while you continue to keep your cool. You do realise I'm racking my brain trying to solve those mysteries during a case. There are some size 7 footprints going back and forth. According to the police files, these are the culprit's footprints. Indeed. They seem to grow faint and disappear as they approach the road. There's not much snow left on the road after all. As expected, it'll be difficult to determine who these footprints belong to. It appears that the outside of the facility was also decorated with flower beds. Wow! So there are flowers that bloom in the winter. Snow is even piled up on the flower bed. Indeed, it seems a little cold, and it gives off a refined taste, even though it's just a recreation. Indeed, it gives off a little cold and tastes quite refined, even though it's just a recreation. What? I have to reread that. Seems a little cold, gives off a refined taste. Gives off a little cold, tastes quite refined. Don't see much to look at here though. Gotta be something important. I didn't actually get anything here, did I? Okay, there's definitely something here I haven't looked at. Maybe the spot where the button disappeared. Whoop. Maybe where the missing eye is? No. Hat. Not very sure what I'm missing here. There's no deduce button, so I can't deduce anything. I'm not sure if I maybe need to come back here after. Oh, there we go. A missing brick. Huh? There's a brick missing here. I didn't realise I needed to look at that. The rest are all in order. It's strange that only this one is missing. Okay, that makes sense. What you lack is this! Someone's sword. Hearts behind. Alright, so I think that's everything there. Yep, already checked this area. Good. Got another logic thing. Oh, hang on, let's save first. I have no health. My health is near 0. We're still in middle part 1. Long case indeed. Oops. Murder weapon, brick. Missing brick! Perhaps the missing brick was the one used as the murder weapon. Ah, yeah, it seems to be just the right size to fit in that gap perfectly. Brick near the Snowman. Yeah, so he must have been killed... well, I mean, that seems kind of obvious, but I guess I'll put it together. As I thought, it seems the murder actually occurred near the Snowman. Both the button Mr. Cameron was holding and the murder weapon came from there. Indeed. Also, if we assume that the killer picked up the brick near the Snowman, and then tried to sneak up behind Mr. Cameron... Oh! Mr. Cameron totally would have seen the person picking up the brick. Exactly. Okay, please update the recreation. Mr. Cameron was not in the middle of the flower beds, but near the Snowman. Okay, I'm on it. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Well, look at this blood stain first. The place Cameron was killed was not near the flower beds. So then, whose blood is this? We'll have to investigate this blood stain in more detail later. However, for now, our top priority is to ensure that the recreation of the crime scene is complete. Let's confirm the location of all parties involved once again. No matter how you look at it, this is strange. All the people involved in the case are gathered in the same place. Did we make a mistake here or something? One piece of evidence this recreation is based on is odd. If I had to choose which piece of evidence is fake, I would save my game. Falsified evidence. Okay, that would make sense. It's frickin' Blaze the Best we're talking about. Which piece of evidence is likely to be fake? The badge. Okay, take a look at this evidence. Don't tell me you're going to say this piece of evidence is fake. No matter how you look at it, I don't think that's right. So I was wrong. The people involved in this case couldn't have all been in one place, right? If we've proved that this was the spot where Mr. Cameron was actually standing, indeed, it means that piece of evidence must be fake. Yes, you know, that piece. So the photo, I guess? How could the photo be fake, though? Let's look at everything. Was likely killed after leaving a message. How could they get a fake photo with the president unless this was maybe another staged thing? A staged kidnapping? Was this photo really taken by Mr. Cameron? Eh? What do you mean? We have proven that whoever killed Mr. Cameron also moved the body. For what reason would they have to deliberately move his body? Perhaps the culprit wanted to falsify the scene that Mr. Cameron witnessed. And that's why they took a fake photo? They made the president stand under the streetlight and took a photo with Cameron's camera. I just got the name. Cameron's camera. Cameron. Just cleaning out a kitty saw. Aww. I hope the kitty's okay. What's going on now? So we're looking at the recreation of this crime from 12 years ago. where the president was kidnapped and the witness was killed. And it seems like some evidence was falsified to like swap around where the kidnapping happened. Yeah, we've found a contradiction. The puns, yes. It would have been quite simple. Now that you mention it, Mr. Cameron's camera only had one photo in it, right? Indeed. In all likelihood, the original roll of film had been removed from the camera. And after loading a new roll of film into the camera, the fake photo was taken. I see. So, this photo must have been taken after Mr. Cameron was killed, right? Exactly. This was not the scene Mr. Cameron actually witnessed. It's likely that this photo is forged evidence. Then, where did Mr. Cameron witness the president and his kidnapper? The photo isn't the only piece of evidence that indicates where what Mr. Cameron witnessed. Words are hard. Ah, the testimony he left on the answering machine. Precisely. We should listen to the recording one more time and confirm what was said. Where else could the president and his kidnapper have been? Oh no! Wait, he says I should listen to the recording again, but I've got no way to bring it up. That's a bit of a flaw. Fighting a Clefable in Max Raid. Its metronome keeps pulling DLC exclusive moves. Starting to think it's on purpose. Maybe. Maybe it's to like show all the DLC stuff. In the window! That could be true, actually. They were over there? So, what's the basis for that claim? Do I really need a basis for my claims? In other words, you don't know, do you? So it wasn't there. Alright, do I take a chance and save here so I don't have to go through a bunch of... Alright, I'm saving. Not an event. Oh, okay. That's weird. Let's try remembering what Mr. Cameron said in his eyewitness testimony. Now I can actually look at that. In front of the facility, President Huang is here. The light went off. I can barely see a thing. Well, the street light went off. But the president wasn't near the street light. So what other light could we be talking about? Let's have a look. Didn't he say something about the situation at the scene? Indeed. Mr. Cameron's testimony should provide a major clue. Ah, yeah, there's another light turned off. Do I show the light? Yeah, that they were where this fire happened. Oh. Rip. Reload. Yeah, they were under the other street light. But, well, not street light, I guess. The other light. Not sure exactly what spot. Do I need a basis for my claims? That's something. Yeah, there's so many good quotes. It's hard sometimes to pick one. Right around here. Under the light. Rip. Guess not. Am I pointing at the light, maybe? The light went out. Yeah, it must have been around here. And that's why the snow was burnt up. It was set up. I'm going to point at the light. There we go. I found the right spot. Mr. Cameron said this on the answering machine. The light just went off. I can barely see a thing now. There are only 2 places here where the lights are broken. The light by the orphanage! Okay. Could you please update the recreation? Roger. This is... So the kidnapper was near the orphanage? Indeed. With this, we've shown the connection between the orphanage and the kidnapping. So that's why they moved the body and took a fake photo, to create false testimony, in order to remove any suspicion towards the orphanage in court. With this, the state of the recreation has changed completely. The time the body was discovered scene has probably been greatly impacted as a result. Then let's go check it out right away. Preparations are ready. Since the state of the recreation has changed once again, I should press the Y button and select Change Recreation. Let's give it a try. I want to look at these first. There's no mistaking it. Mr. Cameron was originally here when he took the photo. The killer took a brick from that flower bed and attacked him. Mr. Cameron was hit in the back of the head and grabbed the snowman's right eye as he fell. And since we now know that Mr. Cameron's body was here, the state of the other recreation must have changed as well. Indeed. Yep, I know. Hey, what do you think of all this? Nothing? Okay. He's just leaving us to do our thing. So this is where the president and his kidnapper were really seen. That is correct. However, now the orphanage can no longer avoid suspicion in the kidnapping. That's why it was necessary to distance the kidnapping site from the orphanage grounds. Ooh, sneaky! So that's why they took the fake photo. They disposed of Cameron's film and threatened the president near the road. Then, using new film, they took the false photograph. If Blaze was in league with the kidnappers, he could conceal any incriminating evidence. In fact, the SS5 incident case files had been sealed away until Blaze's recent downfall. Oh, the truth of this case is being revealed, little by little. Indeed. However, some mysteries still remain. We'll need to thoroughly investigate any changes in the previous recreation. Alright. AAI 2 DLC Blaze's downfall. That's really funny. Originally, Mr. Cameron's body was here. In order to be consistent with the fake photo, he was moved to the centre of the flower beds. Then, the footprints going back and forth from the body, could they be... Indeed, there's only one possibility at the moment. These footprints were probably left when the body was moved to the flower beds. I won't rest until I'm... The brick was left here on purpose as well. The blood splatter above the snow. There certainly was a substantial amount. It's almost as if the murder was actually committed here. But Mr. Cameron should have been attacked near the snowman. Exactly. In that case, this blood must belong to someone else. What? But the police report said this was Mr. Cameron's blood. The one in charge of this case was Blaze the Best. It would have been simple for him to falsify that information. But wouldn't it be faster to just clean up the bloodstains, rather than falsify the information? He wouldn't be able to do that. Think about it. Blaze knew that Mr. Cameron's body would be discovered here, in which case the forensic department would naturally become involved. Ah, a luminol reaction. They would have discovered it with the power of science. Precisely. it would have been difficult to completely erase all traces of the blood. However, falsifying the results of a blood test would be much easier in comparison. It would just have to switch the results from the forensic reports. Oh, what a bummer. Knowing those documents I read were falsified. It looks like Mr. Cameron's clothes were completely soaked in blood. If the blood scattered here got onto Cameron's clothes, that would mean, at the time, the bloodstains here had not dried yet. I see. So then, this certain somebody's blood was splattered here just a short while before Mr. Cameron was murdered. Indeed. That's exactly right. However, if that's the case, wouldn't a new contradiction arise in this recreation? Whose blood was it? I don't know. This seems to be the only area without any snow. It must have been melted by the fire caused by the child at the orphanage. The disasters just kept coming for this orphanage. After the fire, multiple murders occurred. After the fire? If the snow had melted, wouldn't that mean... Wouldn't that mean... Power of science. Emma mysteriously DT somewhere in Europe. That's good. A yellow flower has fallen here. It's called a lion lily. Indeed. Francisca told us earlier. Apparently it comes from Asia. Yep, in the language of flowers, I think it means the bond between partners in crime. It's the bond between parent and child. Not much else to look at. Let's just save. Not quite sure where we're going with this, but we shall find out. Just going to drink some water. Okay, what bits of logic do we have? Okay, so a new contradiction has arisen. Shouldn't there be blood on the ground, I think, is what we're going for. It looks more like the snow was scooped out rather than melted. Yeah, the button. The button must have... Well, it might not be his blood. So this photo was from after his murder. We're wondering about the button? I'll try the button. If that leads to anything. I don't think that's right. This evidence clearly contradicts the state of this area. Oh, and specifically, where does the contradiction lie? Around here, perhaps. If you don't know, just say so. I should think this over one more time. So the snow was melted by the fire. We should keep in mind when exactly the fire started and take a closer look at the area. Reload. Yeah, there should be bloodstains on the dirt, but I don't know how to point that out. Prior to the incident. I feel like my brain's broken at the moment. I'm not sure what to present to get to what I'm trying to say. Fire? No, not that one. Reload. Your Joy-Con is also drifting and it keeps making you hit the DLC button on the menu. Oh, jeez. Sorry to hear that. That sucks. Joy-Con drift sucks. Oh, just pointing out the bloodstain with the fire? Maybe? There. This is a clear contradiction. Huh? You mean this bloodstain? Do you see how this bloodstain is broken up by the remains of the fire? This is proof that the fire occurred after the blood had scattered around the area. Huh? But I thought the fire occurred before the murder. It seems that information is suspect as well. If the fire had broken out after the murder, then the child who started the fire should have seen the body and the bloodstains. Why then did they not come forward as a witness? It's likely that would have put Blaze at a great disadvantage. Guess we'll need to investigate this fire in more detail. Hey, you! Yes, sir. There should be some records of the fire in the police department under a different case file. I want you to bring me every last investigation report about the fire. Understood, Shifu? Oh, and one more thing. What is it, sir? Contact the House of Lang in Jengfa. There should be evidence from this case in my old man's room. What do you mean? I just remembered. Why, I recognize this scene. A long time ago, I saw a picture in my old man's room. It was a drawing resembling the scene. What did you say? However, I think it looked like something a child drew. A child? Then the artist may have been the culprit behind the fire. It should still be somewhere in my old man's room. Have them send it over here. Understood, sir. Okay. Now what? It's fine, you're just trying to make a joke about how the Game & Switch is pushing you to get the DLC. Oh. So do you not actually have Joy-Con drift? Because that's a relief. Already checked this area. Yeah. Nothing to look at there. Alright, well, what we do now? Mr. Cameron's body was here. Appears to be burnt. Spilled kerosene. Okay. Now what? You do have Joy-Con drift. It's only slightly annoying since all you play nowadays is Pokemon. Ah, okay. Joy-Con drift does suck. A lot. I feel like I've missed some kind of event trigger. I mean, I could try putting these last two logic things together. So maybe he dug up, maybe he buried evidence there? Oh. If we suppose that Blaze was one of the kidnappers, it becomes more likely that what he dug up yesterday is connected to the abduction. Oh! What is it? I figured it out! It was treasure! Treasure! Couldn't Blaze have dug up the ransom money? The $100 million ransom? Buried in the ground until the heat had died down. It's certainly possible. I know, right? Maybe it actually was treasure. Go! That one was pretty tough. Shifu, I'm back. Who do we send off to go check what was in the bag? Because they still haven't come back. I really want to know what's in that bag. I brought the info on the fire the kids started and a photo of the drawing in your father's office. And also, oh, I've been waiting for this. Hurry up and hand them over. The information held by Agent Lang's father. This is it. It's exactly what I remembered. This looks a bit Picasso-ish. This was the picture drawn by the child, depicting the night of the incident. It sure looks like it was drawn with a child's touch. As I thought, the one who drew this is most likely the child who started the fire. Shifu! What now? Sorry, but it's gonna have to wait. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. You should probably listen to him. Why do you think my old man had this? Perhaps he obtained it during the course of his investigation into the incident. Although, I don't know why he would have concealed it. Agent Lang, might I be able to see the details of the fire? Yeah, sure. Allow me to read it post-haste. The boy who started the fire snuck out of bed on the night of the incident. It seems this boy went missing several days later. Oh, I'll bet they did. What? Don't tell me that he witnessed something he shouldn't have. That's horrible. He was only a child after all. While I'd hate for that to be the case, we can't rule out the possibility entirely. Huh? Apparently, the boy left some stuff behind at the orphanage, and it was taken as evidence. What's this? What's that doing here? Mr. Prosecutor, do you recognize this? Yes. I know one piece of evidence that's related to it. I have to point it out now. Oh, that's right. We got some health back. Which piece of evidence is related to what the boy left behind? It's the security camera! Photo. You're saying this thing's related to that piece of evidence? Indeed. There is no doubt in my mind. You seriously think that? Lang Zi says. Soy sauce in cream puffs. In other words, I can't see how these two things go together at all. Gwah! So that wasn't it. That's a good saying. I like that saying. Soy sauce in cream puffs. There should be something like this among the evidence. I'll need to compare it with the evidence one more time. How about it, Mr. Prosecutor? Do you recognise this thing? Yeah, it's the missing horn. From the doll. I don't know what it's doing here. But, isn't that the missing horn from this Muzilla doll? No way. You mean, this came off the president's? You know of it? Yeah, I've noticed the president kept it close by as a decoration. I always thought it was strange how one of the horns was missing. If you twist the horn, this doll will play back any previously recorded audio. So if we put the missing horn back in place, we might be able to hear a different recording. Indeed, it is possible. The doll is currently on the 51st floor of the Grand Tower. Is it though? Hey you! You heard that, right? Yes sir, I'll be right back. Bet someone took it while we were solving stuff. No, you got it? Okay. Twin babies and cats, you've missed most of the stream. Aww. It's alright, you can always check out the VOD if you want. Shifu, I've got it! The mighty Muzilla doll! Well done. Give it to the prosecutor over there. If we insert the horn found at the orphanage into the doll, it's a perfect fit! Well, can you hear anything? Mr. Huang, it's Amy. It's been a while. I saw the news that you would be coming to this country. I was really nervous about doing this, but I decided to send you a message. Please stop the playback. Judge Courtney? What's wrong? Stop it, now! It's a boy. Your son. He's just been born. I'm sorry. That's all I wanted to tell you. His name is John. John Marsh. It's a fine name for him, don't you think? Yeah, I was just thinking, how old is John? Is he adopted? Or is she still the biological mother? Ah! Marsh? Did she say John? I'll be waiting in the courtyard of the orphanage at midnight on February 9th. Even if it's just once, I want John to be able to meet you. I'm sorry if I'm being selfish, but I'll be waiting. No way! That was my... John.
What's the meaning of this, Miss Courtney?
John is not my biological son. He's adopted.
Wow. I guess it explains why he looks nothing like her.
Did John know about this? Of course he knew. John's mother, Amy Marsh, passed away about 5 years ago. She and I were cousins. Since we were young, we've always been really close. We were often mistaken for sisters. That's why, when she passed away, I thought it was only natural that I look after John. Also, there were circumstances which prevented me from revealing his father's identity. I never even told John his father's name. And now it's all been revealed, thanks to the recording on that doll. Did John's mother send the doll to the president? Hey, John, was he, the president, really my dad? Yes, he was. Before you were born, Amy worked as a diplomat in Jingfa. A diplomat? So that must be how she became acquainted with President Huang. Hang on, didn't you tell me she worked at the orphanage? Yes. After returning to this country, Amy left her job as a diplomat. She always had great passion for charity work, so she began working at the orphanage.
Hey, Miss Courtney. So this Amy girl, she called the president there herself, but she never showed up at the scene of the SS5 incident. What's with that?
Amy couldn't make it. Apparently, someone had been following her the whole night. Perhaps it was Blaze. I can't say for certain, but it's possible that it was his doing. After that, Amy never got another chance to see the president again. So, she died 5 years ago. This conversation must be painful for John. Oh, right. Hey, John, you thirsty? How about I buy us both some juice? We can go together. I'm a part of this too. I'll listen until the end. Besides, I can afford to buy my own juice. Oh, shot down by a kid.
Aw, that was nice of her to try and distract him.
John, do you understand the reason I met with the president 2 days ago? The secret meeting from 2 nights ago. I wanted to tell him about Amy's death and that you were alive and well. But I see. So that's why you couldn't tell us your reasons for meeting with the president until now. I get it. She would have had to reveal his connection with John. I brought a bouquet of lion lilies so that he would understand I truly did know about Amy. Those flowers are a dear memory to the president and Amy. The first present she received from the president was a bouquet of lion lilies. But now, even he has passed away. If only he was still alive. Perhaps I could have introduced him to John. Shifu! I'm sorry to interrupt this atmosphere, but there's something I need to say.
Oh, what is it now? Can't this wait?
Well, actually, there's one last item that's been delivered here from Jingfa. I have it here. The president's will.
What?
The president's will?
My old man received a great number of special medals from the president himself.
As a token of his trust, the president left his will in the protection of the Lang clan.
Those medals and that will, they were the pride of our clan. Our family treasures, so to speak. Oh, this is... Agent Lang, does that will have something to do with the current case? You bet it does. It says here, I hereby acknowledge John Marsh as my own son. What? John's name is in the President's will? Are you certain that will was written by the President? Yeah, he entrusted it to the Lang clan, even before the SS5 incident took place. They'll have to appraise it back home, but by the name of the Lang clan, this is the real deal. Li Junhuang was the president of an entire nation. The existence of his son would have caused considerable controversy. However, he left behind a will, just in case. This makes it doubly sure. I still can't believe it myself, but there's no room for doubt. John Marsh, you are the son of Di Junhuang, president of Zhengfa. Gumshoe's just like, okay. John! John! Aw. Wow. So he's now president of Zhengfa. That's how that works, right? Wow. Okay, that seems like a good place to stop. So I definitely have a migraine coming on, unfortunately. Yeah, but damn! This is, I did not expect that turn. Oh, we'll save it. Hopefully I can continue this again soon, because this case is pretty amazing. I mean, I want to play more, but... That sure is a lot happening all in a very short space of time. Yeah. I want to play more. Chat, I want to play more. Can I play a little bit more? I'm going to play a little bit more. Okay. We were not here for most of it, so you missed way too much, clearly. I should rest my voice. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, my voice isn't too bad. I've been taking it carefully. Rest you full, just a little bit more. Alright, yeah, I should rest. I definitely have a migraine coming on, so okay. Well, we'll continue this next time. Well, this is a heck of a case. So how is Blaze involved in all this? Is he... There's a lot to think about with this case, so I'm gonna think about this. And let's see. Gonna host someone. Who can we host? Let's see, Pi is still playing. I don't know how much longer he's going, but he's forming a... Well, he's playing Pokemon Sword, actually. He's forming a non-meta team for the new season. He likes to play non-meta teams.
Go to town.
Yeah, I'll send you all... Oh yeah, he's using his favourite Pokemon, Magmar. So he's building a team around that. So we'll raid him. Raid I ate your pie. At this rate, you feel Blaze is going to top Manfred for evil. Possibly. He's definitely involved in something big. Anyway, I look forward to playing this some more, and thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you all next time. See ya.